Good afternoon, class. Did you have a good lunch today?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yummy.
can see that. And you know what? I have to ask that question because this afternoon we are dealing with a topic that you do not necessarily like. The writing process. I know you would say that. Okay, but it is a must if you have to write interesting and intelligent essays. Okay? The writing process. What do we understand by the word process? Yes. Stages, steps.
Steps.
They're very good, Ileana. There are steps we must follow if we are to write an essay. Now, if I give you a topic like this, disaster management, and I'm giving you this because it's topical. Didn't we just have, prepare for disaster at home here? Yes, we were expecting a tropical storm, and we were given a lot of warnings, not so? Yes. Okay, great. So, the topic is disaster management. And what we will do in class this afternoon is determine how we will arrive at an outline to write about this topic. Okay? And to write about this topic, it means we have to be able to go through a particular process. Now, what's the first thing you would do when you get this topic as an assignment? Good. You have to think about it. What am I going to say about the disaster process? What am I going to say about disaster management? Not so? Yes. And what do you start to do? When you start to think, what happens? What is the output of your thinking? Very good. Thoughts. You start getting a lot of thoughts. And in the writing process, we call that, so I will take this off for the time being. I'll take this off. I'm going to just deal with the process now. We start thinking all these thoughts. We start storming our brain. And that's why we call it brainstorming. Brainstorming. We start to think all the ideas we have in our head about disaster management. We go to the library. We pull out books and articles that help us to think about how people manage disasters. Now, part of management is preparing for it. So you'll be reading a lot of articles about disaster preparedness, but you have in mind the topic is disaster management. Are you managing before the disaster happens, or are you managing after the disaster happens? You have to determine that when you are doing your brainstorming. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Very good. So I want you to take a minute now and write in the book all the ideas you have about disaster management. Just words and phrases, not sentences. Okay? I will time you. Just 1 minute you need. Very good. Okay? And I will take a look, walk around, and see what's happening here. Good. Good. I'm seeing some interesting words there. Very good. You have 10 more seconds to complete your brainstorming notes, so that when you get home tonight, you can open your book and look at those notes, because these are the ideas that you have already started to generate for yourself about disaster and disaster management. Great. Any questions? Oh, so that means we all understand brainstorming. Good. When you go home tonight and you continue this brainstorming, what do you think would be the next thing you should do? Yes, Mary? Okay. Maybe you should try to put these ideas into some sort of arrangement. That's good. That's good. What else? What did you say, Candace? You may strike out some of those ideas to come up with some new ones. That's good too. Class, and what this is saying is that when you begin to engage with the topic that you have to write on, you do not necessarily have all the right ideas at the same time. Some you take and some you eliminate. Very good. Now let's say you have done all of that. You have gone through your brainstorming, you have selected the ideas you want, you have discarded those that you don't want. what do you think is the next thing you should do? Of course, write. But at that stage, we call it pre-writing, because this is not the first essay, this is not the essay as yet, this is not the outline. Pre-writing. You begin to start to write out some ideas now relative to the words you have identified in your brainstorming. That's all? Yes, you alone can put those ideas into some sort of shape. No one can do it for you because you thought about them. You know what the connections are in your mind, in your head, to write about disaster management. You are building on some of the readings we have done in class and some of the articles you would have read in your library time concerning disaster management and disaster preparedness and disasters as a whole. So in your pre-writing, you begin to get an idea of where you want to go with this topic. In other words, what you would like as your focus. Isn't that great? Right. So we will hold it there for this time.